afternoon, everyone. I think this is my first time streaming. So, welcome. If anybody's showing up, I'm not gonna look at my view count because, that's just gonna discourage me. I think a lot of the problem I was having with streaming and stuff before is like, I had a lot of trouble with people, like realizing that when I was recording that other people weren't gonna show up, because I was just sitting in my living room recording tea videos. So, I'm not gonna look at it, but I am gonna take a moment to promo this on Twitter. So if you guys would excuse me, I think I need to do some configuring with my controller as well. But it's alright. We're starting this off pretty slow. Alright. Alright, officially going into Dolphin instead of looking at the stream. First of all, I should have configured my controller better before, but I did not, because I'm terrible. How do I do this? GameCube controller thing. Alright. So, I guess we're gonna start a new game. I'm still getting the hang of this controller because it is not a GameCube controller. I'm using a Steam controller for this. But, oh wait, I accidentally clicked continue because I'm so used to clicking continue. This is a game I've been playing since man, how old have I been since I've played this game? I think I played this game for the first time when I was 7 or 8. So I've been consistently playing this game my whole life, you know? It's just one of those. I mean, Harvest Moon has played a pretty big role in my life in general. I think looking back at Harvest Moon and the way that I loved Harvest Moon when I was younger, just makes me believe, wow, how come you were never diagnosed with ADHD as a child? Because it was essentially my first hyperfixation. I mean, I guess I'll tell the story because the beginning of this is kind of boring. It's really just like they give you a farm, you pick where to put the farm. And this is just a generally good game for talking over. And that's something that I'm good at. I love to talk. So that's what I'm here to do. I guess I'll start at the beginning if I'm going to tell you guys my little childhood Harvest Moon story. I feel like so many people have their own childhood Harvest Moon story, but I always felt like I was the only one. Let's see. We're just going to name her Rose. No, my name is not Ron. It is Rose. So, no, not Rose. I'm still getting the hang of this controller. Please excuse me. So, I think I was like 7 years old. Now, I remember very clearly I was 6 years old and I wanted the Nintendogs Scholastic Book Order sticker book. And I went to Barnes & Noble to see if they had it because they didn't have the stock anymore in the Scholastic magazine. That was the only game that I played because I just love dogs so much. And the lady at the desk was like, no, we don't have that. And I was like crying because I was a fucking child, you know? And then my mom was like, the lady was like, does she play any other games? What did I do? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Um, and I was like, no, she only plays Nintendogs. And this lady was like, well, it's time to indoctrinate your child into the specific genre of games that is Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing. Um, and so after we left, to console her crying child, my mom went and got me Animal Crossing. But the fact that this lady mentioned Harvest Moon, it just like sticked in my mind for no reason other than it was probably just my destiny. And so, I was playing Animal Crossing, and then when it came time to get me a GameCube for my birthday from Toys R Us, what are we naming my farm? Let's appease the Yakuza fans, maybe? Alright. Old Faithful Goromi. But it came time to get me a GameCube for my birthday, and I wanted Animal Crossing for the GameCube, and they didn't have it. And I was really bummed about that, but I had remembered Harvest Moon like in my brain from like a year before, and I ended up picking up Harvest Moon Another Wonderful Life. And then I had a best friend who lived next door to me. This best friend would always be at my house because her mother was a drug addict, and her father was friends with my dad. And her parents were divorced, and he would always work on our boat with my dad. And so we both became really obsessed with this game. For me, I really like never like fit in school. I had a really bad second grade teacher at this point, so like my teacher would like take me like after class to like scream at me and take out her anger on me because my desk was messy, and I didn't really have any friends at school, so me and this girl would let's change around the furniture. Me and this girl would basically use this game as a form of escapism. And I became so obsessed with this game that I started like basically making up excuses for how obsessed I was with this game. Like I got made fun of a lot, even more in school, for how much I really, really loved this game because it was all I would talk about. And I had trouble paying attention in class because I was always drawing or doing other things, and my teachers never once were like, hey, maybe your kid has ADHD, because like, you know, that's the boy mental illness or disease or whatever you want to call it. But what ended up happening was like, all the way up until like 6th grade, I was hyper fixated on this game to the max, like the whole Harvest Moon series. I've pretty much played every single game within the Harvest Moon series, whether it be on an emulator, on the actual system, and I have not missed a Harvest Moon game that comes out, well, from the main series, not from like the fake Harvest Moon series. I haven't missed a Bokujo Monogatari game, if you will, since never. I've never missed one since I discovered the game when I was so young. I refuse to not get these games on release date. Yeah. But I had my teachers at the time when I was in middle school telling me, like, you really need to get your child, like, they would tell my mom, you need to get your child to stop talking about this game because she's not going to make any friends. You need to take this away from her. And then my dad was even like, hey, maybe we should take this game away from her. She's not going to make any friends. Not once did they say, like, oh, we need to, like, work with her. Like, she's, like, there was no person, no school psychologist, nothing that would tell me, like, hey, or tell my parents, like, hey, maybe your kid has ADHD and like maybe you should get that checked out. Well, maybe somebody did because I know that when I went to the doctor, my mom told me like she's told me for years, like my therapist will usually ask me like, oh, do you have ADHD? You experience like extra sensory, like I experienced sensory overload. I experienced like inattentiveness. I have a lot of trouble focusing. I hyperfixate on things. I have like really, and I also have like really specific ADHD symptoms. Like, I remember someone talking about how their ADHD made them latch onto stuffed animals at the store. So like, if you look a stuffed animal in the eye, it suddenly like becomes yours, and you panic and you fixate on it. Because you feel like you're doing some type of terrible sin by not bringing this stuffed animal home, like it's alive or something. And I'm like, wow, I thought that was only me, and I thought that that was just a weird thing I did. And, like, that thing was, like, so prevalent to my mind that, I had friends that, like, would come up to me in the store with stuffed animals and, like, wave them in my face and be like, ooh, you want this stuffed animal so bad. And then I would, like, cry because I'd be like, no, you don't understand. But the doctors, like, always told my mom, like, oh, no, she doesn't have ADHD. Fuck my pediatrician's office. But, yeah, I think looking back at Harvest Moon, my first hyperfixation just says a lot about, what was to come of my life. Like, I guess so. So Harvest Moon games are really special to me. I remember I used to be so obsessed with Harvest Moon. Like, when you're like a little baby, it's really easy to have a video game or something just take over your life because your life is so small. You don't have any priorities. What do you have? School? That's it. What's fucking elementary school? Middle school? Nothing. So you get this sense of like, wow, this thing can really become my world. And Harvest Moon really did become my world to the point where I think I, like, made excuses a lot. Like, there would be people who would be like, why are you so obsessed with this character? Why are you so obsessed with this one and that one? And I would, like, make up lies because I was, like, young and tiny. And I would say something like, I remember when, like, Harvest Moon had, like, a drawing contest. I would say I won the drawing contest. And that I got a character in the game or something. And that's why I was obsessed with that specific character. And people, like, really believed it. And I told them, and this was smart of me to kind of say when I was little. Like, I don't know how I, like, thought up this, but, I used to tell people that, like, because I was a minor and, like, because I was a child, they didn't want people, like, there's no records of, like, who made whatever character on the internet because they didn't want like a child to be affected by whatever repercussions, like if people thought a certain thing about this character. And yeah, so I don't know, that was kind of smart of me to say, I guess, because like that kind of does make sense. But anyway, I would, like, even make up excuses, just to be like, don't you see teachers who don't understand me? I'm obsessed with this thing because it plays a significant role in my life, which they should have just been able to understand in general. Because they're adults. And they're, like, supposed to be teachers. Like, they went through, like, all of teacher school without being able to, like, communicate effectively with a child. This is why I have so many friends who are becoming teachers. And I'm so excited for them to become teachers. Because, they know a fucking thing or two about communicating with people. What can I talk about that isn't, me essentially, dumping all of my life into a stream about little chibi people. I'm actually gonna go grab some water, and then I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna talk about this channel and where I've been. Alright, so our water filter is broken. So I haven't been able to have water. So I just got the entire jug of orange juice. Because there are no rules. You're the one who signed up for the Exting Ranch plan, right? Well, the Exciting Ranch plan. I don't know if that was in the regular GameCube version. I probably would have picked up on that. Harvest Moon Magical Melody, Harvest Moon Another Wonderful Life. I can play those games with my eyes closed. If you're watching my stream and you also watch Nolan, General Gunkrat on Twitch, I am streaming on the same PC as him. We live in the same house. And I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, he told me one time he wants to play, he needs help, playing Kingdom Hearts blindfolded, and seeing if he could go through Kingdom Hearts without seeing anything. What are we naming the dog? Maybe I'll look at chat just this once. Just try not to overwhelm myself. It's my first time streaming. Oh, I'm looking at chat. Hello, friends! Oh, she's streaming. Okay. Hi, to my 2 viewers. Jonathan, you had a touch phobia? Man, I had a touch phobia when I was, when I was in middle school. I had such a bad, like, don't hug me phobia. It's really weird because Nolan, I met Nolan in middle school, and he was a hugger, and he didn't understand that you shouldn't hug people without their permission. I do not know how we ended up together. Because, yeah. Name the dog Pocket? That's such a cute name. I'm gonna name him Pocket. Thank you so much. Okay. I absolutely love that. That is such a cute name. I really want to... I miss my dog so much. Because I moved out of my house. I moved in with Nolan. And that's why I haven't been here. Because I have not had the energy for anything. I have not had the energy to make videos. And honestly, I kind of don't like making like structured videos. I think I might start streaming from now on and then take cutouts of my streams. But I'm still going to be doing like tea stuff. I'm still going to be doing stuff like my calligraphy practice and that kind of fun. Because I like those things, and I think that streaming should kind of go beyond games. And you guys will probably get to see me in some outrageous costumes. I have a lot of really good outfits. I'm really into alternative fashion. So I'll dress up and make tea and chat about things that I care about. And then I'll cut those up into little videos. I think I'm much better at talking more fluently when I do that. Because I would get this anxiety when I would sit in front of the camera, like in my living room. I would set up all this stuff so it would be, like, stimulating enough for me to, like, sit there and keep talking. But, it wasn't. I would start staring into space and being like, what am I doing? What am I even saying? And now, here I am, chugging orange juice. If I don't answer your chat messages, it's just because, I don't want to, like, I kind of just want to take this one stream and, run my mouth a little bit. Because I'm really not used to talking in this atmosphere. And also, if my talking is distracting from the game dialogue, I'm really sorry. But that's how it's gonna be here, because I've played this game 8,000 times. Maybe you guys haven't, but, I don't know, usually Harvest Moon games, like streams for Harvest Moon games, people don't come to, like, watch people farm, I guess. I think people come and be like, oh yeah, I want to see this game I played when I was a wee one or something, I don't know. But yeah, why I haven't been here, is because I moved, and there's no rules in my house, so I can drink orange juice straight from the jug. I had a whole jug of apple juice that looked like a big jug of piss, and we called it the piss jug. And I also have this huge pitcher of barley tea that Nolan hates. He calls it the sin juice. He calls it the stinky juice because he hates coffee, and barley tea has like a scent like coffee. And I've been drinking from that, and he won't come and kiss me when I'm drinking that because he hates the way it smells. He hates that shit. Yeah, I just want to make some... I'm probably going to have some nights where I'll sit down. I have a DSLR, and we have a capture card now. So I'll be able to do some actual in-person streams, and just sit down with a bunch of tea and all of my teaware. I'll make Nolan do the dishes afterwards because I'm mean. And I'll talk about all my research topics because I just endlessly read things and fill my head with knowledge. Like recently. I've been into witchcraft. That's been my thing for a little bit. I had a falling out with a friend, and you know when you have a falling out with a friend, and you have a falling out with anybody, or even like a breakup, and there's things that you like would show that friend and be like, oh my gosh, this is our thing that we do together, like we play this video game together, or we watch this show together, and I had this thing that I really, really loved that I wanted to disconnect from this friend. These boys. Okay, hold on a minute. I had such a crush on Kurt when I was a little bab. He was, yeah, I'm just putting that out there. I had such a crush on Kurt, and, I felt very, very weird about it because, how could I love another when I was married to Rock from Harvest Moon in a marriage that was totally legally binding at 7 years old? I was married to Rock from the other Harvest Moon for GameCube, so I felt very strange about it, and I had to kind of put that thought out of my head. But anyway, so I was like talking to my friend, and I'm like, listen, my friend who's a witch, and I was like, listen, how do I cleanse this shit? Like, how do I cleanse all my merch from this thing that I still connect to this other friend that I still want to love, but it brings me pain to look at? And she's like, salt, like, sage, that kind of shit. But then that turned into, like, because I was thinking about, like, I didn't think that would, like, physically, like, cleanse the energy, but the thing was, is, like, I'm a very, like, hands-on person, and I wanted to do something physically to be, like, I couldn't just put it out of my head. I couldn't just be like, man, this friend ain't shit, and I can put this out of my head and enjoy this thing like before. Like, no, I needed something that was going to be physical and felt very final and felt very just... I needed something tangible. So, I realized that was why I needed that to happen. And then I fell down a rabbit hole of all this witchcraft research and folk magic, and I I've been really into it because it's so first of all, it's incredibly interesting because you kind of have to break through this huge wall of like grifters and like scam artists and like 20th century constructed religions that like because that I guess I'm speaking to people who aren't really into witchcraft, but like when you get into witchcraft or magic in general, you have to break down this like new age wall of like dudes in the 70s who wait, I had to pick this up. Oh, I ate it. Man, I think the B button was how to put it in your pocket. I'm still getting the hang of this Steam controller. But you have to break through this whole wall of like basically dudes in the 20th century that good, this can work. That wrote their own books of religion and just decided to put them out there, and now people follow them. Like Wiccanism is kind of that. Like there are books and religions out there and schools of witchcraft that are based off of paganism, but they are actually like not real paganism. Like you had all these guys in like the 20th century, like even with like books like the Satanist Bible and everything with like Anton LaVey. You had these dudes who were like, let's break out of the church's oppressive forces, and then let's make another patriarchal structured religion. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm really interested in like folk magic, like the stuff that, like the real stuff that like came before that. Not that like Wiccanism and people who are Satanists are wrong or that like that's just like a school, like a way of practicing things. If that's the way you practice magic, then like, and if that works for you, then like, fucking great. That's awesome. If that's like if you are able to find like a structure, like joy in that structure, that's more power to you. But I prefer like Italian folk magic, stregoneria, that kind of, because I'm Italian. And I also, I like, yeah, I like folk magic. I'm just chugging that orange juice. My blood sugar is going to be so high. I have this thing where I don't have any like blood sugar conditions, but occasionally I'll faint. If I'm trying to say this without like being like too TMI, but it's like sometimes I will eat too much mozzarella and just faint. Well, I remember one time I was at band practice. Like I was in this band in high school. Well, I was in one band and then we broke off into another band. And I went to band practice and I was the vocalist. And we were just like in my friend's basement. That was such a cool thing though. It was cool while it lasted. We were like the quintessential like teens with a band. And we got we were part of a street team, like the School of Rock street team. Like School of Rock meaning not like School of Rock like the movie, but School of Rock the actual franchise. Like there are actual schools of rock. Like you can go after school to a school of rock if you're in high school, or if you're in middle school. If you're a kid, if you're a minor and you're watching me and you wanna, and you want to be in a band, go to School of Rock. But make sure you have a functional one in your area and one that isn't run by a bunch of drug addicts. Not that I have any experience with that. But where was I? I completely got sidetracked. Oh yeah, I remember one time that street team got hired for a concert at Joe's Crab Shack, and we got kicked out of Joe's Crab Shack. Listen, this wasn't our fault, okay? Joe's Crab Shack hired a rock band. You do not hire a rock band without being like, this rock band's gonna be loud. Like, we use amplifiers. We cannot just keep it the fuck down. We're a rock band. We are loud. You hired a bunch of emo teens to play our Y2K music in your Joe's fucking Crab Shack. And I remember one time, we got kicked out of that Joe's Crab Shack, and we all piled into this band van, and like my friend's dad was driving the van, and we were going back to her house where we were gonna go in like the band basement. And it was me and like all these different people, a bunch of them like piled into like the trunk. It was like clown car full of emo teenagers, and I was there wearing boots that were like completely spiked up, and we were blasting and singing My Chemical Romance, and I'm like, man, this is the most Avril Lavigne music video ass shit I have ever experienced. We got kicked out of a Joe's Crab Shack for being too loud and punk, and so now we're here in the band van, going back to the band basement where we're gonna go do band things. And we're gonna go write songs and shit. Anyway, I was at band practice for that band, and I ate so much mozzarella. I ate so much mozzarella cheese that I fainted. I just ate so much cheese and I fainted. Okay, I think I went to all the places where I had to meet. Oh, wait, no. I have to go to the shop. I'm just meeting all the characters right now. Yeah, that's how I ate so much cheese that I fainted. And so, basically, the reason that is because all that cheese kind of took up, like, my blood sugar. Or just... It was just very absorbent of something. And I basically just fainted, and I fainted 2 stories up from my... So it was like the band basement, and then it was like the main floor, and then there was like the upper floor, and the bathroom wasn't, like, the only bathroom they had was like on the upper floor. So I went to the upper floor because I just had to go to the bathroom, and then I just fainted on the floor of that bathroom. And the only other person in the house was my friend's brother, who had like he had autism. I'm trying to see how I can get this. There, okay. My friend's little brother who had autism, and he had like headphones on, and like he was just kind of running around. Like he just had like all of this going on, and I was just screaming for help because I had never like fainted on the floor of someone's house before. And yeah, so that's the time I fainted because I had too much cheese. I'm gonna check chat now. Oh, we only have one person here. Hello, one person who's still here. I love you very much. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm thinking that I might want to start streaming things on Twitch instead. And then take all the clips and upload them here. That way I have 2 platforms that I can run my mouth on. How do I put this thing away? There we go. I hate that this game does this thing where when you're holding a tool, it just makes you run slower. This has like extremely bad pocket weight too. Like, you can't hold shit in your pockets in this game. I'm gonna take a swig of that orange juice. Gonna drink that gunk. It's gonna create so much mucus in my throat that my... sometimes when I talk for too long, my throat starts squeaking. And it's not fun. Why did I put that away? I hate this controller. I really should just get a GameCube controller and hook it up to this. But like, who has the money to get an adapter? Not I. Maybe I'll stream, like, speaking of money, my decal business. If any of you guys saw the video of me with my car, it's, I've been doing a lot of decal work. People have taken to my decal business, which I never thought would happen. I've been trying to start, like, some type of small business since I'm, like, a wee child. I've always been like, oh man, I'd get into a hobby and then I could be like, then I was like, I could sell this, and then I like wouldn't, because I would realize like, oh, I want to enjoy things before I try and capitalize off of them, or I would also realize that like, oh, the reason why I want to capitalize off of this thing is because like, all my family, all your family does when you get a new hobby when you're in like your teens or your 20s is tell you how you could make money off of it. But yeah, so I made money off of it. I make decals for people. I do custom made decals. I'm pretty sure you can find a link to my card in that video. But, yeah, I do custom-made manga decals. I take images, like, from manga, I clean them up, I fit them to cards, I cut them, and then I send them to you. And it's really, really nice, because I get to communicate with a bunch of people who have, like, I've made my preferences very clear on my website, what kind of content? Would you call it content? Product is the good word. What kind of product I want to produce. And I've gotten people with such amazing ideas. Like, to the point where I am just excited to make a car happen. Like, there was someone, I really hope this person emails me, because I swear I will give them a discount. The reason why I've been getting so much business is because I'm also, this character is about to stay up really, really late, because you can get achievements, like, when you stay up really, really late. And I also might make her pass out. I might work her to death, because you get an achievement for that too. So, I'm gonna do that. But, I'm so sorry, I'm so all over the place. I'm taking a swig of my orange juice now. Where was I? Yeah, so my car, I wrote something about my car, on Twitter. So Shueisha, the manga company Shueisha, there's like new copyright law about how like you can't like you can't post manga panels or something anymore. I don't know, but it's like a dumb copyright law. And Rosa Versailles is under Shueisha. And I made this post that was like, ooh, Shueisha, what are you gonna do? You gonna go copyright strike my car? You gonna send your little pee-pee man over to my driveway to come confiscate my vehicle? And everyone went really nuts over my car. And so I decided to make a post that was like, hey, maybe hire me to do your car. I'm fucking broke. I just moved out and I don't want to go and get a job during these very turbulent times because I am at like, I'm right by New York City. It's a terrible place to be when it comes to COVID. I'm in Jersey City. Oh, did I get the fucking wood note? Would cut a note. I said, I'm fucking broke. Give me your money, and I'll make you the manga car of your dreams. And I also don't have much of a portfolio, so I was like, I will prove it to you. I will prove to you that I will make the car of your dreams. I will walk you through the whole process. And so, I got a bunch of clients that got like 1,000 something retweets on Twitter. I would appreciate more if you want to go. It's my pinned on my Twitter and retweet it. But now I'm able to kind of make that my job, and I'm super hyped about that. But people have been giving me like such good material. So like, part of the reason why I like doing car work, like making anime cars, in the way that I do is like, one, I don't really see anybody specifically doing it in an affordable way. I see people go into like car wrap people and getting anime cars that way. I don't see people really having too many like self-apply decals and affordable ways to actually like make that happen. But who doesn't want an anime car, you know? But anyway, whenever I was seeing cars that were like anime cars, when I was looking for inspiration for my own cars, it would always be like lollies, and you would see, I don't know, because I'm not a car person, right? I had to ask Nolan, like, if the metal part on the wheel, is that called a hubcap? Yet I like work with cars all the time now. I don't know anything about cars, like, and I don't really think that, like, I can't afford to be a car person. I can't afford to be like, oh yeah, like, it's my thing to be into cars. Like, I don't understand expensive cars. I don't understand. I still don't understand, guys. Oh man, she's so sleepy. Ooh, but that got me a lot more stamina, so I think it's time to chop more wood. So I just want people to like have pretty cars or feel like they have like a cool car, because it's like, I have a Toyota Corolla and it's like a nice car and everything, but nobody's like, oh man, he's got a Toyota Corolla. Like, nobody's talking about like, oh, his Toyota Corolla, he has Toyota Corolla, that's so hot. It's not like a Lamborghini or like, yeah, it's not an expensive car. And I had to see my friends like save up so much money just to get a car to go to work with. Like, man, capitalism is such a fucking trap. It's like, I can't afford a car to get to work yet. I need a car to get to work, and I can't work to get the money to get the car, you know. It's a trap. How much more pocket space do I have? Oh, none. Okay, guess it's time to head home. And I want my friends to feel some type of pride for their cars because, like, I don't know, cars are important. It's like your own little space, especially if you, like, live at home. If you live at home and you have, like, unbearable parents or siblings, when you're in your car and you, like, own a car and it's your car, like, that's an important little space for you. Like, you should feel proud of it and you should feel like it reflects your personality. So, I think by making my gaudy weeaboo cars, I'm doing the world a service. But it was so weird because, like, I would see guys on YouTube who would be, like, car people, and they'd be going to Itasha car shows in Japan or even in America sometimes, and they'd be like, oh, this car is so beautiful, the work is so beautiful, and it'll be like a vinyl wrap of a half-naked female child on it, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? You think this is beautiful work? Oh, what is it, vivid printing? No, there is nothing beautiful about this. This moe shit, get it out of my face! I don't like moe shit. If you know me from Twitter, you know I don't like the moe shit. Moe shit? Not my thing. You guys know I was an Asian Studies major. But man, I've been wanting to go on the moe rant for a long time. Okay, first of all, the height difference between me and this character, and between Bob and I, is so good. I want him to pick me up and throw me. But anyway, I was an Asian Studies major, and while I was an Asian Studies major, I became, like, extremely disillusioned to anime. One, because I was just surrounded by... It was either... Okay. Like, I said this in another video, but... it was either... I was surrounded by white weeaboos who became Asian Studies majors because they liked anime. Or it was, like, genuinely, like, I think there was a lot of Asian people who, like, grew up in white families who, like, really wanted to, like, get more in touch and, like, learn about their culture, which I think was really cool. Or just Asian people in general. And I felt like, especially because I was, like, I'm white, you know, like, I'm a white, I graduated, I was a white Asian Studies major. And I was always lumped in with, like, all the weeaboos and everything, and I guess at some points, like, you have to accept, like, maybe you are white weeaboo. Like, maybe you have to accept that's the way that people are gonna see you. Because I'm stepping into a territory, like, when you're an Asian Studies major, you're stepping into a territory, like, if you're white, hold on, let me, like, calm down for a second. If you're a white Asian Studies major, you have to kind of step into this territory very cautiously, because this is not where you live. This is not your culture that you are learning about, that you are choosing to dedicate so much time to. And especially in America, like, you have to recognize the amount of privilege that you have as a white person, and that because of that privilege, like, a lot of times you're not always gonna understand everything. You're not always going to, you're not always going to be the student that I don't know how to explain this, other than you're stepping into a place that is not yours, and never will be yours, and you can't make it yours because you're not Asian. You're not from Asia. You can't declare yourself an honorary Asian depending on how much you know from college about Asian culture. But I kind of like to keep this sweet spot of not being a white weeaboo, but also always knowing that I'll be seen as a white weeaboo within my studies for, like, the rest of my life. orange juice. So I like to kind of keep it. I don't like to. I don't shame myself for being interested in learning about pop culture, learning about things that might not necessarily be. I don't know. I'm gonna get to my point. Okay. My point is, I have spent a lot of time learning about Japanese fiction, learning about stuff that weeaboos would learn about. I know a lot about anime because of school. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I did a shit ton of research on anime. I did a shit ton of research on Japanese pop culture and around video games and otaku culture and everything, and I became disillusioned to it because of it, because honestly, there's a lot of fucked up shit that goes on. I should probably ship all of these herbs. I'm gonna go back to my house. I'm not productively playing this game, and I really should be. And so, in the process of being an Asian Studies major, becoming disillusioned to all of this stuff, learning about otaku culture and how kind of messed up that entire environment is, I learned a lot about moe. Like moe that you might kind of recognize as a trope for certain characters, but it's really a phenomenon of, like, moe is like a feeling. It's not like a trope. A lot of people think it's like a trope, but it's a feeling. So you feel moe for a character. It's like that character that like gets you fired up. So when you but she's not. So I don't really think she's moe. I don't know. There's really no clean-cut definition of moe. But I have a problem with moe. It's cool to have a character that makes people get fired up and inspires love in people. But my problem is that those characters usually reflect like young to underage girls of one singular body type, vulnerability and dependence on the male main character, and no real depth of personality usually based on tropes, or character types usually based on tropes. So like, I guess like a cat girl would be like a trope, and she'd be like cat girl, or she goes nya, and that's what she does. Oh, we love her so much. Like, or like, and then that cat girl gets slapped onto everything because she's a cat girl and everyone loves her. But nobody. Wow, I have no money. Alright, guess I'm not doing anything. Guess I'm not buying anything. Really sorry to disturb you, ma'am. Or it's like tsundere or yandere are moe tropes. Those are tropes that you can slap on a character, and because people have a thing for those specific tropes, that character will get popular and they'll be able to market that character. Oh, fuck, I ate it. I didn't mean to eat it. I wanted it for money. Is that good? There we go. First shipping note. But I have a problem with moe and its, like, increasingly widespreadness. Like, ever since the moe boom in, like, the 2010s, like, you know, Lucky Star, Haruhi Suzumiya, like, the Kyoani moe boom. It's been, like, moe everywhere. Everything gets eaten by moe. And, like, I think the best example I have of this is the magical girl genre. So, like, back in, like, the 90s and everything, when the magical girl genre was overtaken by Sailor Moon, like, it was for young girls to learn things, and it was primarily a female audience. It tackled a lot of really heavy issues, hard-hitting issues with realistic and really deep characters, and when you have things that are genuinely good, what ends up happening is, how do I put this? Men look at it and say, wow, I want to fuck that. They go, oh, adults can be into this too, because it's not just a kid's show. And then they decide to inject their adultness into it indelibly, kind of like with My Little Pony. And so men started to pump out like porn of Sailor Moon, and they would be like, wait a minute, she's a child. And then the otaku guys would be like, but she doesn't act like a child, she's very mature. And she gets aged up in like some of the time skip things, so... Are you tired, girl? I know. Why don't we just make her pass out? That'll be good. But they're like, yeah, she's mature and everything. Like, why can't we enjoy her? She's a fictional character, and fiction doesn't affect reality. And so, men sexualize Sailor Moon to hell and back. And what ended up happening was, over time, that sexualization of these, like, magical girl characters, like, it kind of went from, like, is it more marketable to market to these otaku men than it is to actually market things to... I'm so sorry, I'm, like, inept at playing this game. I'm really trying to talk and play this game at the same time. This is why I'm probably just going to make tea the next time I stream. Is it more marketable to sell things to otaku men than it is to market these things to girls? Like, why don't we give these otaku men everything that they want when it comes to characters and all of their fantasies, instead of making something like specifically for young girls that they're just gonna latch onto anyway. And so that's how the magical girl genre kind of is today. Why am I trying to chop that berry? I have a piece of wood over here. Enter Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica was written by a man for a primarily male audience. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't like Madoka Magica. I think that the theme of being a good person, like, I like the idea of, if you're a good person, you'll get good things. But you don't always get good things from being a good person. Like, it's like, it shouldn't be expected, and bad things might happen to you if you're a good... Like, I don't like the idea that Madoka brings up, that if you're a good person, you're destined for despair, and that these girls, like, basically gave their lives for other people, like, out of the, like, goodness of their hearts, like, and that's just a bad thing, and that if you're a good person, you fall into despair. I just think that that's, like, a shitty message, but I think it would be even shittier if that was supposed to be directed towards young girls, and that's, like, one of the reasons I'm, like, it was definitely not directed towards young girls to watch this. This was supposed to be a dark theme for adults, and it's cool to do something different like that. But my problem with that is that that type of thing has completely taken over the magical girl genre. But that's not actually even the problem I have with the magical girl genre. Like, it's cool to do different things, and it's cool for a genre to go in a direction that it doesn't normally go to. But we don't really have, like, shoujo manga made for girls anymore. And we have a very, very small amount of the magical girl genre that's still being made for, like, an actual young female audience, if any. Like, what's for children? Pretty Cure, which still markets to otaku? Like, why do they need to market to smelly otaku men who are gonna sexualize these young girls? Because they need to make money, of course, because capitalism's a bitch. But my actual problem with how Madoka treats things is that if you look at the official merchandise for Madoka, like, it's not like, oh man, like, you could get a figurine. It's like, no, you could buy legitimate softcore porn of these minor characters. Like, these are children. You could buy officially licensed softcore porn of these characters. That's not cool at all. Like, why are you doing, like, why would that be considered appropriate? Like, I think that should be illegal. And it's like, they're not fully nude, but it's like, come on. It's a sexualized body pillow. How much is New Land? Because I need to buy that. 5,000 gold and I have no money. Or is my money just not showing up? I have money. Is this glitching out on me? So, like, basically, if I was even coherent while talking about this, my problem with moe and the magical girl genre, let's try and buy a piece of wood. Yeah, I could see the money there. Can I spend it here? Okay, cool. One. My problem with moe and, like, what it does to genres and how it eats them up is that we don't actually get real female role models anymore. We don't actually get effective female main characters anymore that aren't, like, supposed to be, like, serving to other male characters or being marketed to otaku. We basically just get the most marketable female characters possible, and that's how we operate, I guess. So I think moe is evil. I think moe culture is evil. I think it's cool to have characters that are likable, and that are deliberately made to be likable. But I think moe is a curse, and I think it shouldn't exist. I think, oh man, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Wait, I can't chop those? You can chop them in the other games. Alright. I think I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but, like, one of the biggest examples I've seen of, like, moe things that I do not like, Sakura Wars, the video game Sakura Wars, they moeify the Takarazuka review, which is, like, supposed to be the exact opposite of moe. I mean, is the Takarazuka review an antithesis to moe? Well, I think it's an antithesis to, like, in Takarazuka, there is no sexualization. There's no sexualization of minors. And there's, I don't know, like, it seems pretty anti-moe to me, but they do make money off of marketing actresses. And they do kind of curate actresses to be as likable as possible to make that money. So I guess it's, like I said before, there's no, like, line in the sand between moe and not moe. It's almost like this huge gray area. And there is no, I mean, I could tell you what's immoral moe. Like, I could look at something and be like, there you go, die. I could look at something and be like, oh, this is moe, that's bad, and I don't like it, and I don't think that it's like moral to give in to this type of moe, which is another story. Like, it's not, you can't really tell morality with moe because there's like, either people don't realize what they're doing is like weird and bad and sexualizes minors, or don't realize that it comes from a culture of that. I don't know. I feel like I'm speaking such incoherent words right now. Moe bad, but moe not always bad. Like, it's okay to make characters that are supposed to be likable, that you plaster onto all of your merch and everything. But not when it's softcore porn of minors. And not when it kind of perpetuates a really harmful stereotype. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna eat this honey now. No! Pick it up! That always gives you a lot of stamina. What do I talk about now that's not moe? Gonna eat it. What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to be like, I've been really into origami lately? Well, I have. I mean, I've been into origami my whole life because it's like, gives me something to do with my hands when I'm trying to focus on something. Everything just goes back to ADHD, doesn't it? Actually, I think that, like, origami was, like, the thing that really, like, if I had to, like, from the friends that I did make in school when I was younger, origami was what made them. It's like, you make someone an origami frog, and they're convinced that you're their friend for life. Like, that's a gift in school. It's that, and, like, okay, elementary schoolers watching, which there are none of you. The way that you get people to like you in school is either, 1, you learn origami, or 2, you get a bunch of mints, like Icebreakers mints. Like, get like 3 or 4 packs of them, or more, on a field trip, right? And bring them on a field trip. Oh, shit. I can't put it in my pocket. Fuck, I have to eat this, don't I? No, I don't. And put them in your pocket before the field trip, and then when you go on the field trip, you'll be like, who wants mints? And you have, like, all these different flavors of Icebreakers. I'm telling you, these people will swarm like fucking pigeons. They will swarm like fucking pigeons. That's how I got my friends in middle school. Field trips and Icebreakers mints, especially when we used to have... You guys remember Icebreakers liquid ice? They were like little icebreaker caviars. Like little orbs of shit. My friend has a hedgehog that is albino, or has albinism. I don't know what the proper term is. But he has these little Icebreakers eyes. He's got these little cinnamon Icebreakers eyes. Like, his eyes look like Icebreakers. I miss him. His name is Reginald, that little hedgehog. Reginald the Hedgehog. He's very stinky. I just love stinky animals. Maybe that's why I love Nolan so much, because he's smelly. Boys are smelly, man. It's like, Nolan Nolan bathes. He's beautiful. He's a beautiful boy. He's very hygienic. But boys in general, they're just smelly. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, let me just go inside. I'm over today. No. Bed. Just gonna go to bed with an axe in my hand. Sleep with my axe like I usually do. Oh my god, the knocking in this game is so aggressive. Carl! He's so passionate about his little cafe. I want to marry him. I might marry him in this. Because he is so cute. He's like, he wants a cute little store of delicious cakes and tea. You guys know it's like my dream to have a tea house, right? That's like my ultimate dream. Man, I'm buying a new cutting machine for my decal cutting business. And I was like buying it and I'm like, man, is this like what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life? It like feels weird because I'm fresh out of college and I'm trying to get a job and things like. It feels weird when you invest in your own business that's working because you feel like it's gonna be like that's the thing you do for your whole life. And I'm like, but what about my tea house? What about my tea house? I love this guy. This is what happens. Carl is the result of, like, if we have a functional government and, like, we have, like, a functional, like, world. All this guy cares about is he just really wants to open a tea house, man. And he really wants the egg festival to happen. Like, I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna bring an egg. Like, you gotta donate eggs or else they can't have the egg festival. And they didn't have an egg festival last year. And I think that that's absolutely tragic. Like, that's like the world is falling down. You don't have the egg festival? Like, here, like, they have so many festivals where the whole town gets together and, like, nobody's gonna try and, I don't know, like, I love Harvest Moon. There's no oppression in this game. There's just egg. You just make your fake money, because money's fake. And we learned this recently. We learned that money is fake, because the GameStop stock market thing, money's fake. Money's fucking fake. Money's fake. I have to go take a piss. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I gotta tell you about my fucking houseplants. Okay? My houseplants, they're very important. My aunt just texted me and I'm like, I just remembered to have a shit ton of houseplants. I got into houseplants. Dude, so I'm living in like a studio apartment. It's a studio apartment, but it's not like one room. Okay, it's got we have a den, which is a bedroom with no windows. So they're not allowed to call it a bedroom. So they call this whole thing a studio apartment. But it's like just a small apartment in Jersey City. And I'm telling you guys, houseplants are where it's at. I have one huge south-facing window. I got a peace lily. I got a fucking bromeliad. I got I'm getting the hang of this controller. I got an aloe vera plant. I got all this shit, guys. I got so many plants. I have like 10 plants. I got pothos over there, which are like impossible to kill, but make your house feel and look like a jungle. I also ordered 2 giant Oscar Francois de Georges tapestries, which won't be here until March, which I'm so mad about. Maybe I'll do an apartment tour. Who knows? I really need to find a place where I'm going to buy seeds, I'm going to plant them, I'm going to start harvesting the moon. I know you guys are probably like, what are you doing? You're so distracted by your own fucking voice that you cannot even plant seeds. You inept little child. And you're closed? Are you closed on Thursdays? No, you're open at 9 a.m. I'm just gonna wait outside your door until you kill me. Orange juice. Nolan is gonna be so angry. He's gonna get home and all the orange juice is gonna be gone from me drinking all the orange juice. What was I gonna say? Plants! That's all I got. Oh, they're open. I got so distracted from just staring at the space. Spinach. Man, I went to Mitsuwa. Okay, I live right next to Mitsuwa. Not right next to, but like cabbage. Turnips, the old Harvest Moon standby. Let's get like 2 of these. It's only 40 gold fruit? Oh, hold on. We're gonna get some breadfruit. But I live like 10 minutes away from a Mitsuwa, which is basically like a huge Japanese mall. So it's got like a Kinokuniya bookstore. It's got like a Zaka shop. It's got a Daiso. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. But most importantly, we have a giant supermarket. And that giant supermarket is where I do all of my grocery shopping. So I've been doing so much cooking, guys. Like, I always felt like before, oh man, I forgot to get my hoe. Before, Japanese cooking was so difficult. Because, like, you would have to get so many ingredients that you wouldn't be able to access. And then when you can access them, like, all the internet recipes are always like, you need to get 8,000 things in order to execute this basic Japanese recipe. And, like, then you go to Mitsuwa and it's like, want to make chicken karaage? Just make chicken karaage. Like, here's your chicken that's specifically made for making chicken karaage. And here's your karaage mix. Go on your merry way. And it costs me, like, for 2 people for, like, 4 days straight, we had chicken karaage for dinner, like, as part of dinner. And that chicken lasted us, like, 4 days, and it only cost us about $10 to make. Okay, hold on. Again, I am inept at the Steam controller. Oh, look at how fertile that soil is. It's so fertile! Wait, oh no. shit. There we go. I'm so inept at this controller. I'm just gonna get the GameCube controller. I need the adapter for it. That is final. I was gonna say something else about Mitsuha. Hey, she make her little sound. I can respect that. I respect your little noises. I'm actually gonna leave. Got one in the middle because you can't get to it. Oh wait, yes you can. It's turnips. Oh wait, actually you can't. Like this, I think this is one of those games where like so in some Harvest Moon games, like they'll plant a bunch of crops in like this 3x3 square, and then it won't let you. No, please put that back. And then it won't let you get to the middle square because all the other crops are in the way. So they really they usually suggest that you leave one of them empty. You know what? No. We're going all out. Okay, you did that. I'm very proud of you. But we have to plant the seeds now. Breadfruit. Do you guys remember that video? Okay. Tell me, have you seen the marvelous breadfish swimming in the ocean water? Oh, I forgot my fucking watering can. None of you remember the breadfish video. All I know is that I remember it, and I sang it for like days straight when I was a teenager. But I sang it so many days straight that now nobody ever lets me forget how fucking annoying I was when I was singing the breadfish song. It's at the point where like, if I were to ask my mom about the breadfish song, she'd be like, please don't do that again. Do I have a well back here? I do. Those are seeds! Oh! That was 60 gold! Bitch. I'm so sorry. No, how do I... The A button to fill the watering can. I have no stamina left. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I have to go water my plants. Yo, but the best thing about having Mitsuha so close by is that I get a fucking supermarket that has a mascot. Does your supermarket have a mascot? I don't think so. And he's okay, the supermarket mascot for Mitsuha, his name is Mitan, and he's a mochi fairy. We get it, girl, you're tired, but this is what capitalism requires. Working until you pass out, or else you're gonna be broke forever, girl. She's not gonna make it into the next square. But it's okay, because we need her to pass out anyway, because, like, we get an achievement for that. But yeah, he's a mochi fairy, and he's, like, on all of the products, like, the labels. Ka-thunk. Oh, I love how she looks when she passes out. She's like, my head is so big and heavy, I'm just gonna ka-thunk. and the guy comes in, he goes, "Are you conscious?" Actually, he's super fucking sweet. So, like, I courted him in the other game. I married him, I think, yeah. I married him in one of my other files, and he'll send you letters that are just like, I hope you're taking care of your health, and it's got, like, a cute little herb in it. And, God, having boyfriends in this game is so good. I think I played the game, like, Harvest Moon is really great because you can find, like, a timeline of my life in these games. Like, I still have a file from when I was 7 years old with my friend Stevie Lee, and then I have files that are, like, college. And I remember Nolan, like, it was my first year of college, and Nolan had just gone to New Paltz, and I was at home in jazz school. And sorry, I'm drinking orange juice. I missed him. I missed having a boyfriend who cared about me. And I was playing Harvest Moon because, like, it was a hell of a time in that school. That school fucked me up. That school fucked up. Jazz school fucked up my mental health, man. Especially, like, and my self-esteem when it came to, especially with my size, where guys would be like, I'm gonna throw you, or it was mostly men in the school, and it was like the sexual harassment was off the charts. So obviously I had to bring out my best coping mechanism, Harvest Moon. And I remember I was, like, sitting at my TV and just being like, because I missed my boyfriend. And the boys in this game are so sweet to you. They take you out on cute little dates. They write you cute little letters. And then when you marry them, like, you get to, like, kiss them on a fucking mountaintop. And they're just adorable. Where's my fucking watering can? There we go. Anyway, that, and I was playing Hakuoki at the time. And I was... Hakuoki is great for when you need a supplement boyfriend. Like, if you don't have a boyfriend, and you don't have, like, a person to be with, like, a significant other in general. And you're really just, you're like, I want to feel longing for someone who does not exist. Play Hakuoki because it's sad and pretty well written for, like, an otome game dating sim. And you will want to feel your head nestled between the sweet, sweet cleavage of Okita Soji or Hichikata or any of the other Shinsengumi boys. Yeah. But that's what I was also playing. I was playing Hakuoki on the PlayStation Vita, missing my man in the middle of class in jazz school, and for some reason, like, I was a really good student in music school because, like, I knew a lot of music theory. Like I was telling you, I was, like, in bands in high school, and I had a lot of places to go when it came to that. So I had, like, a pretty big performance portfolio. My teachers all knew who I was already and stuff like that. But the boys in this game, they treat you so sweet. But I can't wait. I need Carl. Oh wait, I better get that egg. I know I have to buy an egg because I don't have a chicken, so I have to buy an egg to donate. It's egg time, motherfuckers. Hold on, orange juice. Pound egg. So my hands right now, why I'm so inept at this controller is 1, I've never used a Steam controller before. 2, my hands are accustomed to PlayStation controls. 3, this game is supposed to be played with a GameCube controller. Oh, time to donate the egg. I'm gonna stop streaming in a little bit, but it was nice to have a practice stream. Oh, 8th day of spring. Wait! We can't miss the egg festival. We gotta see them eggs. Hold on, I'm going home right now. I'm going to sleep. I'm skipping tomorrow. I'm just gonna skip the day. We gotta see the egg festival. We can't miss the eggs. We can't miss Carl, our future husband. I tell you guys what. I got 2 bottles of sake in my fridge. Next time, when I have no orange juice, I have no apple juice, I have no stinky juice, and I have no water, which is quite often actually, I'll drink the fucking sake. And if you know anything about me, I'm an extreme lightweight. Guys, I don't know if you fucking know this, but I'm a 90-pound, 5-foot-tall woman. You know what? I'm gonna stop trying. I'm just gonna go to sleep. We're going to the egg festival. Like, what is there? Nothing matters except the egg festival. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the most excitement I've had since fucking March 2020. Festival! Look at that. There's that big red sticker up there. Hold on, I never say nice things to my dog. Let's burn my fucking dog. Be free. I can't put him outside. I thought I could. Yeah, I can. Alright, it's egg time. I'm gonna go see my future husband. I'm so in love with him. I love you, Carl. Let's start a tea house empire together and we're gonna take over the world. And after the egg festival, I'll stop. Because honestly, I don't think anything I've said during this whole stream has been coherent, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm a music performer, not a speaker, I guess. Oh yeah, that's some hype music. Look at this, it's a fucking him! It's him! Gourmet. Hi, are you eating? Eating ass. Nina. Her little tiny voice. See ya. Joe. He's gonna go, yo. Yo. It's Joe. That's your opinion. Please speak to me. I love you. I love you too. My goal in life is to build a cute cafe and have everyone eat my tasty cakes. I'd like to eat your tasty cakes, Carl. I don't like cooking. As long as I can eat, it's alright. Alright. I don't know what kind of taste I had in men that I had a huge crush on him. Cook for yourself, bitch. Jamie! Jamie hates us, but Jamie's also gender neutral, I was about to say queen or king, but like, can't. Gender neutral nobility, royalty. Like, Jamie you can marry, but if you're a boy, Jamie identifies as a girl. But if you're a girl, Jamie identifies as a boy. But that's just homophobic Harvest Moon back in the day type of shit. Jamie is now, genderless. I say so. Anyway, how the fuck do you even save this game? In Dolphin. I don't know. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you guys so much for arriving to my beautiful stream. I didn't really look at chat that much or my view count because it would have given me anxiety. And I didn't want that. Alright.